Hey, welcome back to Extravagant Fragrances. So today I'm back here to talk to you about the difference between charcoal unscented incense sticks and wood pulp unscented incense sticks. Can you see that? So I know these are bundled up and they both kind of look like they've got some similarities to them, except for the fact that one is black charcoal, the other one is a brown wood pulp. Now the difference between the two, obviously one is charcoal, one's wood pulp, but what makes the charcoal different from the wood and what makes the wood different from the charcoal? The difference between the two is that the charcoal, each one of these bundles, they already come. What happens is when these are made in China, okay, and of course China's not the only one that makes unscented incense sticks. Vietnam makes them, India makes them, okay. There's different parts of the world that make unscented incense sticks, and there's different grades, and there's also different qualities, and there's also different sizes, right, and different variations. There's not just sticks, there's also charcoal cones and wood pulp cones, okay. Now what happens is when the manufacturers are making these, they come already made with, I'm sorry, they don't come made, they come as a stick all by itself only, right? So you see like the little stick here. Most of them are usually made with a bamboo stick, and then those sticks by themselves are sent to another factory in which the resin is laid out, okay? And then there's a sticky gum. There's like an adhesive that goes onto these little sticks right here, and what happens is that is then rolled into a pulp. It's rolled into either the charcoal pulp or it's rolled into the wood pulp. Now the wood pulp basically is like, it's almost like sawdust, right? Except maybe they're not actually going and getting sawdust. They're actually getting branches and trees and stuff like that, and they're grinding it down into a pulp, and it's being put onto this onto the gum or the resin that adheres it to the actual stick. Now the difference with the charcoal is charcoal actually, what happens is if you went to the campfire, right, this is probably one of the best ways for me to explain it, is that if you went to a campfire and you sat there and you watched a few logs burn, right, and then what ends up happening is that after the logs or the sticks burn, then what you're left with is charcoal. So it's basically wood pulp that was taken through the stages of being burned down to a charcoal, and then that charcoal is then used as a resin for the incense stick and put onto the gum, and then what happens is that once it's soaked in fragrance, you get what you're smelling is mostly fragrance. You're smelling mostly fragrance. Why? Because the pulp doesn't have to go through that stage of being burnt from wood over to a charcoal over to fragrance, right? So it goes in those three steps right there. It's lit, right? Like right here, this goes through the stage of being burned from wood over to charcoal over to fragrance, okay? This is just going straight from charcoal to fragrance. It's just a way cleaner burn. Now, another thing is the cost. Generally speaking, wood pulp usually costs a lot more than charcoal unscented incense sticks. Actually, but I take that back. This one I actually got for the same price as this. But it's not easy to come by. Like, it's very difficult to get charcoals cheaper than wood. And the thing about the wood pulp, I personally prefer wood pulp, and the reason being, there's a few reasons for that, is number one, the cost. It's easier to find, it's easier to source. The wood pulp unscented incense sticks remind me of my childhood. You know, we used to go down and we would walk along the streets and we would see a lot of street vendors selling these when I was a child. we'd see them making the incense sticks right on the street, and they'd be wrapping them up in aluminum foil, and they would have them laid out on their table for sale. So it's just something that reminds me of my childhood, and that's usually why I lean more towards the wood pulp unscented incense sticks. And then I just like the burn. Like I like the process that it goes from, you know, the wood being burned and the actual smell of the wood along with the fragrance. Some of you don't like that, but that's my preference. I really do enjoy the smell of the wood being burned with the fragrance. So that's the difference between the two. One is just a cleaner burn. Charcoal is a bit more expensive. And the wood is obviously, like I said, the smell, and it's way less expensive. And another thing is that there are different variations, there's different sizes. Like these come, you know, they're not uniform in size. Some sticks come uniform in size, but these don't. So usually what you get in each bundle is usually anywhere between 85 to 100 sticks. So when I sell them, I usually try to sell them between 85 to 100 sticks. What you can do though with these, if you cannot figure out, you know, like when you're dealing with your customers, for example, if you're going to be selling these, one thing you can do is you can say it's an estimated 85 sticks a bundle, right? Or you don't even have to say it, just say it's a bundle. Or you can actually count out 100 sticks, weigh that out, add a few extra 10 sticks to it, just so you can always be basically making sure that when you're sending out, if you say it's 100 sticks in the bundle, your customer is actually getting 100 sticks every time. So that's one way to go about it. But me personally, I like to just sell it as a bundle, right? If somebody asks, okay, it's 85, approximately 85 in a bundle. But that is the difference between the charcoal and the wood pulp. So if you've got any questions, comments, let me know down below. Let me know what your favorite is. I'd like to know, what do you prefer, charcoal or wood pulp? So like this video, subscribe, and leave your comments down in the comment section below when you get a chance. Take care and have a good one.